I suppose that's relevant because I'm sat here in a flipping sling after my lovely friend in a sparring session threw me over his shoulder and fucked up my collarbone. The scientific term is an acromioclavicular joint subluxation. Well, that's debatable. Was my injury my fault? Well, I mean, the guy came at me like a bull, but it was pretty much a kind of come here, wham, and that was it. I could tell I'd done something wrong the second I hit the ground. Was it my fault? Was it his fault? I reckon it was a mix. I don't think he meant to throw me that hard because it's all in the heat of the moment. I remember that. I think that's another case of two guys. I don't know if you've ever done it when you're kids and you're wrestling, and maybe someone hurts you that little bit too far, and a switch goes in your brain, and you go in and you bite someone on the top of the head. And it's like, oh mate, what are you doing? It's like because you've switched into reptilian mode. You know, that part of your brain, your medulla oblongata, is kicked in, and all you can think of is violence. Over, I felt like I let myself down because I don't like fighting. I've never actively gone out to seek violence. I only wanted to learn to fight so I could finish problems, not start them. And now, what was the question? I don't think getting your ear caught in something would decapitate you. You'd have to have pretty strong ears. At the risk of sounding kind of sadistic, I wouldn't care if they died in a very horrible way, even if I was the one that did it. I mean, these people aren't human. God, I got no problem with shopping those people or telling them to their face. The police are coming, they're going to arrest you because you lied to the world and you think you can get away with it, and see as the police haven't got here yet, I think I'll beat you to death before they even get here, because those people don't deserve to live. They don't deserve to live because they're not contributing anything to the world, ever. And they have children as well. They create life that's only going to become as disgusting and messed up as they are, and all it's going to do is carry on. But nowadays, I mean, because we've got so many parents that are useless and don't teach their kids anything, we've got a nation of children that don't know right from wrong or even left from right. Thoughts on injuries? Injuries happen. They're always going to happen, and we just have to roll with the punches, I suppose. Deal with it. Don't milk them. Don't ever milk injuries, because that's the greatest way to push people away. And then, oh, I've hurt this, I've hurt that. Really? How did you do that? Well, I was climbing up this, I was climbing up that. Really? At 82, you were climbing up a bloody ladder. Really? And you expect me to feel sorry for you? Never do an enemy a small injury. Machiavelli. Well, the dangerous thing with giving an enemy a small injury is that they will come back. And in this day and age, if you injure somebody, a lot of the young ones today, they don't fight one-on-one. They don't have that mentality anymore. If you injure somebody, whether it be physically or verbally, they will come after you with about 6 of their boyfriends. Yeah, so I guess what Machiavelli was trying to say was if you're gonna hurt somebody, and you know the mentality where they'll come back like that, I suppose you just have to finish them off. Obviously, it depends on what sort of person you are. I couldn't see myself killing somebody in the fear that they'd come back with more friends. What the hell was that? I think I'd rather cripple them. But that's only if I really, really didn't like somebody that didn't deserve to walk, Christopher Reeve, well, he was injured from falling off a horse, wasn't it? And that was an accident. Accidents happen, which is really, kind of. That's the worst thing, is accidents that really are accidents that you don't have anybody to blame or anybody to punish for the problem. And, I mean, I bet there were days when he just wished, it's almost like his brain was on fire because he was screaming at his arms to move or something and they wouldn't. I mean, it kind of puts things into perspective as well. I was pretty pissed off about this, but at least I can walk and stuff, So I suppose I really should be grateful for what I've got. Poor bastard can't even fly.